Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad. Good morning to you. How are you?
Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias.
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking to talk to me, funny lad.
Grammy Award winner Maya joins us.
How are you?
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
And they're joining us right now to talk about the show Clipped, which premieres on the 4th of June on Hulu. And I cannot wait to talk to them about this show. They're joining us right now, Cleopatra, Coleman, and Mr. Ed O'Neill. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
This show, I know that people are going to say this when you do a lot of press, but it's true. This show is so good. I had so much fun watching this show.
It is fun.
It is fun. And watching the story play out, you know, you might see it, Ed, on paper and say, oh, I don't know, how are people going to, I don't know, maybe to this story. But there's a real liveliness in the script and in the writing that makes it so bingeable, and you have to watch episode to episode. But Cleopatra, let me start with you. I know this is your first time playing a real life character. And my question is, how did that affect your normal preparation before production and affect it during production?
Well, it didn't really affect my prep. I would say it was nice to be able to have tapes, to be able to watch on YouTube interviews and sort of get some of the characteristics. But other than that, I tried to really treat it as a character on the and try not to see her so much through the lens of the scandal itself, but just look at her and see who she was as written.
And Ed, almost the opposite for you. You say that you've played real life characters before, but it doesn't affect you as well, because you say that you don't do a lot of, I don't know, research. You might watch a YouTube video to get the voice, and then that might be all. Do you feel like doing too much research into the character might affect your performance in a negative way?
Well, for me personally, I have enough to worry about, in the script, just getting the script out. If I start doing research about, what they ate in the 4th grade, I could be confused quite easily. So I try to stick as much as I can to the script. I did listen to the tapes, of course, and I did listen to the way he speaks. So I didn't want to imitate him. I couldn't exactly, but I just to have a little taste of it.
Cleopatra, I don't know if this was the first big social media scandal, but it was definitely one of the first that I remember. Twitter and Facebook and all social media platforms talking about consistently. And I remember seeing V and the visor, the very kind of now, I guess, iconic visor. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How would you characterize, though, who V was and what her motivation was?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say exactly, but from what I gathered from the character I studied this was someone who I think on the surface it looked like, she wanted very shallow things, but I think it was motivated by real need for security and for safety and to create a life for herself that was better than what she had come from, which is, I think, a universal need, but we all go about it in different ways.
And Ed, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I heard that you were considering at first potentially not taking on this role and then when you dive more into the script, you found the character at moments unintentionally funny, and it kind of shifted your mind about how you could play it. Is that correct?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, I never know what I'm thinking half the time. So it was kind of like I started to, when I thought I wasn't going to do it, I was planning my speech. I was going to have lunch with Gina, the writer, and I was going to tell her no, And then I started thinking, I need to do something like this maybe, because I used to do stuff like this in theater years ago here in New York. So I thought I need to push myself. I need to use more of me than I've been using lately. So
I'm glad you did.
That pushed me into saying, all right, let me just do it.
Yeah, we're all glad that you did, because I mean, the chemistry the two of you have on the show is phenomenal, and it's hard not to watch and be all the way locked in. And I know too, actors say that playing a villain's more fun, but why is playing a villain more fun? This is for both of you.
Oh, well, for me, I think because they're such dynamic characters. We all have light and shade within us, but V as a character is some people see her as a villain, some people think she's an icon, and either way, she's infamous. She stands out, and she's bold. And I think that's, it's fun to play someone that's perhaps more bold than yourself. And I think we all love to watch someone like go for it and try to get what they want.
Yeah, I mean, that's for me. I mean, everyone likes to play the bad guy, I think, because you get to do things that you don't normally get to do in your life, or you get to say things and that you never say to most people. Won't say those things. There's not many people like the bad guys.
Well, you know what? Congratulations on this show. I had so much fun watching it. I know everyone else is. June 4th on Hulu. Thank you again for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.